everybody? Welcome to the newest episode of the Debate Mates. I'm Matthew Swanberg, and I am honored to be joined again by the OG debate mate himself, Nathan Poplin.
What's up, guys?
So today we have a lot to talk about because although free agency did start, and that would be normally what we would discuss today, my favorite player, the man whose jersey hangs on my wall, a top 3 player in the NBA, Kevin Durant, requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. So we are here basically doing an emergency episode where I have crafted 29 mock trades, one from each team in the NBA, obviously excluding Brooklyn, to get Kevin Durant. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to pitch these to Nathan. I also have my phone on standby in case there are any crazy trades while we're in the process of recording this video. So this could go anywhere really within the next couple of minutes. It is day one of free agency. Trades could be flying.
Exciting time of the NBA.
It's exciting time. Before we do get into this, though, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications. I don't want to waste any more time because we have a lot to talk about. You can follow us on Instagram.
29 different trades for us to discuss. So let's get into it.
Let's just go right into it. Before we start, I was really scared. I was going to wake up this morning and see Kevin Durant had already gotten traded, and that all of my work would be for nothing. Because I stayed up pretty late on the trade machine, just going through team after team after team, and then transcribing it all onto this little piece of paper I got here. But let's just get straight into it here. My little background. Kevin Durant turns 34 in September. He's got 4 years left on his deal. He makes around $48 million a year. With Brooklyn, the last 2 years, he's averaged 29, 7, and 6 on 53, 41, 90 shooting splits in the regular season. And just to put into perspective how good last playoffs were for Kevin Durant, because this playoffs was a stinker, he still averages 32, 8, and 5 on 49, 39, 88 in the playoffs with Brooklyn, which that's nuts. And then for my baseline, Anthony Davis trade is going to be used as basically the bare minimum. He was on an expiring deal leaving New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And the Lakers had to give up 3 first-round picks, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and Lonzo Ball to get him.
Which at the time was a haul for the Pelicans.
Because Ingram, Hart, and Lonzo were all seen as young players with all-star potential. Ingram's reached it. Lonzo's getting closer. Josh Hart's kind of become a journeyman. So basically all of my Kevin Durant trades are going to be 3 to 5 players, depending on how good the players are, and 3+ draft picks. Some going into the second round, depending on the draft capital of the team he's going to.
Which makes sense because, like we were discussing, the Nets themselves said they want a historic haul for Kevin Durant, and rightfully so because Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers of all time, bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer at this point.
Bona fide top 15 to 12 player of all time.
So man is just that guy. So it's understandable why they would want so much from any team that's gonna want to take Kevin Durant away from them, given how much trouble they went through to get him and Kyrie together 3 years ago in the first place.
3 years ago yesterday.
Yeah, 3 years ago. It's like he waited for the 3-year anniversary to announce.
It's cruel.
He's like, I'm about to drop this on them right quick. They'll never see this coming.
So let's get into it. I went by conference, starting with the first seed going down to 15. So we're going to start in Phoenix. Phoenix is at the top of Kevin Durant's trade destination wish list. And although, as I have in my little notes here, Brooklyn will only do the deal for Devin Booker, I have a feeling Phoenix will call Brooklyn about 100 times and say, I know you want Devin Booker, but what about this? And I know you said you want Devin Booker last time, but what if we give you a little bit more? So I excluded Devin Booker when making this deal. DeAndre Ayton is the big caveat. He has to agree to a sign and trade for this to work. But I think Brooklyn gets DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, the 2023, 2025, and 2029 first-round pick, all for Kevin Durant.
Which is also, good Lord, that's a lot. But my thoughts about this trade is if DeAndre Ayton, there's two sides. If DeAndre Ayton accepts and says, you know what, I'm agreeing to a sign and trade and I'm willing to go play in Brooklyn, this trade I think gets it done. I think this is plenty. I mean, Mikal Bridges was a top 3 defensive player of the year, and my man is still young and coming into his own. Cam Johnson is pretty nice player overall, nice size, good scoring ability, and then you get 3 firsts. I mean, if he agrees to the sign trade, I do this. If not, I mean, the other side of what I'm thinking is I don't think DeAndre Ayton wants to go play in Brooklyn.
Right.
I just don't think this gets done only because I don't think DeAndre Ayton is going to agree to the sign trade. But if he does, your trade here is perfect. I think that gets the job done.
Well, we'll have to wait and see when I compare it to some of the other ones down the line because there are bigger names than DeAndre Ayton, which are included in my draft and my trades. My other note for this is if I have to root for Devin Booker, I'm going to be very upset because I feel like there's a bit of a war this postseason where you had to choose a side, either Luka or Devin Booker. I think most people chose Luka, and I definitely chose Luka, and I really don't like Devin Booker.
Why, man? I mean, is it the same reason you don't like John Morant?
A little bit. Just kind of.
Come on, man. D-Book's awesome. Right. I like them both. I didn't choose a side. I like them both.
Moving on to the Memphis Grizzlies. We got Jaren Jackson Jr., who after I made this trade, I saw the news that he's out 4 to 6 months with a foot surgery, which really throws a wrench into things. Mm-hmm. So Jaren Jackson Jr., Dylan Brooks, and Zaire Williams for 2025, 2027, 2029 first, and a 2024 second-round pick from Indiana, Utah, or Cleveland. The reason I include that is because all three of those teams, especially with Utah's direction where they're looking to blow it up potentially, are probably going to warrant a pretty decent draft pick in the second round.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this trade?
I mean, even I'm going to be honest, I personally think I know it's quite a bit of draft capital, but barring Jaren Jackson Jr.'s injury, which speedy recovery to him, hope he gets better. This was the only piece I would see them feasibly giving up. I don't know. I feel like they'd also want instead of Zaire Williams, I think I'd want Desmond Bane along the draft capital. I mean, it's a good trade, but even if Jaren Jackson Jr., if I'm Brooklyn, I don't think I do that, honestly.
Not enough in return.
No, not enough for return, and I don't know if Jaren Jackson can stay healthy, honestly, for it to be worthwhile. Dylan Brooks is a great two-way player, and Zaire Williams definitely has the upside to be something for the Nets. But yeah, honestly, I don't think the draft capital is enough to warrant them to do this trade. On top, just because of who the players are, honestly.
Right, that's fair. The only other names you could include is Xavier Tillman, excuse me.
Xavier Tillman, yeah.
Backup center for the Grizzlies.
I don't think they'd want Steven Adams, people like that. I don't think they'd want.
And then the other name you would throw in, of course, is Desmond Bane.
Yeah, Desmond Bane is probably has to be in this trade.
I'm got a question, though. Who would you rather have for the next 4 years, Kevin Durant or John Morant?
Ooh, see, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's like –
I would rather have Kevin Durant.
Well, I know you do, but I also – and I know you know what I'm thinking, that age is also a factor. It's just there's so much upside for Ja. Like, Ja could be if D Rose doesn't get hurt, Ja's career when it's all said and done could be what I think prime D Rose's career would have been when it was all said and done.
Right.
So where he's just so explosive and he's got a jump shot and he's just fun to watch. I know you don't like him, but I think most people love Ja. I think I'd personally rather have Ja for the next 4 years. If I'm being honest, I know you disagree with me. Kevin Durant is that guy, but I mean he is 33, 34.
Do I need to read you his stats again?
No, I'm
29, 7, and 6 on 53, 41, 90.
Is this also bearing that Kevin Durant is getting up there and he doesn't get hurt?
Well, I mean, we're not playing a fantasy world. Stuff's going to happen in real life. He's going to get older. I'm not pausing it.
Yeah, he's already, 33, 34?
He's going to be turning 34 in September. Players can play longer. He's had basically 2 years off with injury.
Yeah, I guess
he loves basketball.
I guess I'll
go. One thing.
I'll go Kevin Durant. It's just
anybody.
It's hard given his age, but I guess I would also take LeBron. I mean, at his age, age is just a number for LeBron.
Anybody who ever has met Kevin Durant, basically, if you hear an interview with him, the one thing they say is the man just loves to hoop. Like that's all he does in his free time is play basketball.
Me and Kevin Durant have a lot in
common. Like that, you're both great at basketball.
Yeah, we could be best buds.
So moving on from Memphis to the reigning champion Golden State Warriors. We have Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody. 2023, 2027, 2029 first-round pick and a 2025 second-round pick from Charlotte. My notes for this is just this would be hilarious.
Yeah, this would be hilarious. I like this trade a lot. I think this is probably of the first three you've done, this is the trade I think that I like the most. I don't know why. The thought of Kevin Durant going back to Golden State excites me. I don't know why. I mean, we just got beat by Golden State, but Golden State Kevin Durant was a menace. And I loved that man. I loved watching him play, even though my team was not going to win. Even though they beat us and they would get significantly better with Kevin Durant and Curry and Draymond and Clay all back together. I really like this trade, and it would be funny because, I mean, just a couple days ago when Draymond was talking about, like, oh, if Kevin Durant doesn't come over, we don't win another championship, and then all of a sudden Kevin Durant's like, you know what? I'll go back to Golden State. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry, Draymond. Let me play with you guys again.
It would be hilarious.
I mean, I never thought he should have left. I thought he should have stayed.
The only thing is, would Golden State or would Brooklyn say you have to also give me Jordan Poole instead of
maybe Moses Moody?
Yeah, maybe Wiggins, Wiseman, and Jordan Poole, and they leave out Kuminga and Moody, or would you need to do Kuminga and Poole and Moody?
I don't think you need to do all five.
Okay.
And I don't think the Warriors should do all five on top of how many picks do you have there? Three. Okay. Well, 3 and a second. So
right.
four picks total. And I don't think you need 5 players too. Even though it's historic, that's already an historic haul.
Right.
I mean, so yeah, if you want to take out Moses Moody and replace it with Jordan Poole, that definitely sweetens the pot. But I don't think you have to put in Jordan Poole to get this done. I think this can get it done too.
This should at least be the first offer.
Yeah, this should at least be the first offer to see where we're at, get our bearings. Like, okay, maybe we have to include Jordan Poole, which I don't think they should have to. But
I think if they do, you do it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to, try to at least keep Jordan Poole. But if you have to, you do this for Kevin Durant easily.
Yeah, and it's not really going to be that big of an integration period because he's already played there.
Yeah, he's already played there several years. So the West would be in shell shock. Like, oh no, he's back. The league, it's like. Yeah, again, I like the trade. I never thought he should have left. I don't know about you. I don't think he ever should have went to Brooklyn in the first place, but
Moving on, we got the Dallas Mavericks with my second favorite player, Luka Doncic.
Yeah, this was the team I really want.
Luka is one of the few players that I would exclude in a trade for Kevin Durant. There's probably a list of like 4 or 5 guys.
You're not getting Giannis. You're not getting Luka. You're not getting Steph. You're not getting LeBron.
Giannis? Did you say Giannis?
Yeah, I said Giannis. Giannis was right after Luka.
All right, anyways, so the Dallas trade, this is not going to get it done, but Dallas doesn't really have much to get it done with. Tim Hardaway Jr. to make contracts work, Dwight Powell, Frank Ntilikina, and Josh Green for a 2024, 2026, and 2029 first-round pick and a 2025 and 2027 second-round pick.
The players just don't – I like – the draft capital is great. It's just the players at the end of the day.
And they don't really have anything other than that to offer.
No. I mean, the thought of like Kevin Durant plus Luka and Christian Wood to me is just like super exciting, and I'd love to see it. But yeah, Brooklyn does not say yes to this under any circumstances. I don't think.
Yeah,
this doesn't help them because at the end of the day, Brooklyn has got to help themselves before Kevin Durant. You want to do right by the player, but you also have to look out for your organization. And Brooklyn has been on the wrong side of bad trades before.
Yep.
So they don't want to make the same mistake again. So, yeah, the Dallas trade doesn't get it done.
Otto Porter to the Raptors. Interesting.
Hey, good pickup for the Raptors, hey.
So
I'm glad you got your phone right there.
I know. We got all the news coming in right now. Let's see.
Was it on a 2-year deal?
Mavs bring back Penson. Wow.
Theo Penson, that changes everything.
A lot of exciting things happening right now.
Where was Theo Penson this past season? Was he in Brooklyn? Is he on Mavericks? Okay. I didn't know because last time I remember him was in Brooklyn.
He was going crazy in Brooklyn. Moving on to the Utah Jazz. This one only includes 2 players, but the name is the biggest one so far. Donovan Mitchell, Eric Paschall, 2023, 2027, 2029 first-round pick. The reason I have them spaced out like that, not like 2023, 2024, 2025, is there's a rule where you can't trade draft picks in consecutive years.
Yeah.
So the 2023, 2027, 2029 first-round pick and a 2029 second-round pick. My note about this is Kevin Durant wouldn't be able to tweet anymore because Utah has no Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's kind of funny. I dig that one. I'm kind of torn because can I be honest with you? I'd rather see Kevin Durant play with Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
But if I'm Brooklyn, I'm not. Donovan Mitchell has to come to me for this deal to be done, not Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have Donovan Mitchell if I'm the Nets than Rudy Gobert. So, and Eric Pascal's really nice. I don't mind Eric Pascal.
But do they say you have to give me the package, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert for Kevin Durant?
I mean, I think that could get it done, but I don't think Utah's willing to give up both of them. They clearly want to keep one, I think. I don't think they want to trade. It's just a matter of do you want to build around Donovan Mitchell or Rudy Gobert like we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that trade gets it done unless it's Donovan Mitchell. But, like, to be honest, Kevin Durant and Rudy Gobert, like – also, why would Kevin Durant want to go play in Utah? I'm sorry, Utah fans. I mean, yeah. But it's just at the end of the day, he's not going to Utah because that's just not enough for them, I don't think.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on to the Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Zeke Naji, and 3 first-round picks. Kevin Durant said Jokic made a good pass once, so I really want this to happen.
No, this also does not get it done. Aaron Gordon is what Aaron Gordon is at this point. I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was either.
Aaron Gordon and Zeke Naji, to be honest
What
with
about
you,
Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Zeke Naji, and Bones
Michael
Highland?
Porter Jr. is on an enormous contract, and man can't stay healthy. So
What about Bones Highland?
Bones Highland. If you throw in Bones Highland, it still doesn't go through. I'm sorry. I mean, the trade is interesting. If I'm the Nets, I'm gonna want Jamal Murray back.
Okay.
To be honest, like Jamal Murray's got to be in that trade if I'm trading away Kevin Durant.
So Michael Porter Jr.
and Jamal Murray.
And Jamal Murray.
Yeah, and Jamal Murray.
That gets it done.
Yeah, and probably Aaron Gordon too, or Zeke Naji, one of the two. Then we can talk about that getting done. But just Michael Porter Jr. with Aaron Gordon and Zeke Naji does not get this done.
Fair enough. Okay. The Minnesota Timberwolves.
This is an interesting one too, but
Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns are the two I think Minnesota would want to include, but their contracts are too massive. Both will make $30 million a year. So Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, and Jaden McDaniels for 3 first-round picks. Please don't make me root for Karl Anthony Towns. I don't want to be in Minnesota.
Hey, I liked Brooklyn D'Lo. You know, I see him back, but I just there's no way Brooklyn. Is getting Timberwolves are getting out of this without giving up Ant. Because that is the young guy that has star potential. I don't think I'm giving up. I don't know if I would give up Cat if I'm the Timberwolves. That's their bread and butter guy.
I think Anthony Edwards is the future, not Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, that him on the Nets is very interesting. Him paired alongside like Ben Simmons and players like that. If Ben Simmons plays, or if he sits out another year,
or if he gets traded.
See, you feel strongly about John Morant. I cannot stand with every fiber of my being Ben Simmons. But anyways, and then the picks. If I'm Brooklyn, I would do this personally. Maybe not Jaden McDaniels. I might include somebody like who's a good another piece in the Timberwolves. Jared Vanderbilt. That'd be perfect too. Then you get a nice big man down for your front court. Alongside Nicholas Claxton, your favorite player. Your favorite player. I would personally do that deal. If I'm Brooklyn. So I like that trade a lot, actually.
Okay. So that's my first page of trades. This can be discarded for now. Moving on. For the team, one of the many teams I really want to see Kevin Durant with. This is on my top tier. I want to see
this would be nuts.
The Los Angeles Clippers. So maybe I had some bias in here because they probably wouldn't do it unless they got like Paul George. But I said Norm Powell, Luke Kennard, Amir Coffey, Terrence Mann, and Brandon Boston Jr. for a 2029 first. They don't really have much draft capital other than that. So 2023, 2024, 2028 second-round pick. 5 players, big haul, a first, and 3 seconds.
They're definitely getting a lot of value, and I'm a really big fan of Terrence Mann and Brandon Boston. I like the thought of them at Brooklyn, but you just got John Wall, and there's no way Brooklyn is doing this unless they're getting Paul George, because I don't think Clippers would be willing to include Kawhi personally. Paul George, if they have to include one of the two, I feel like Clippers would rather give up Paul George than Kawhi Leonard. But this is an interesting trade, but that doesn't happen. I don't think this works for Brooklyn.
Unfortunately, I don't think it works either.
Yeah,
but it's fun to
the thought of John Wall with Paul George, Kawhi, and KD is a scary, scary thought. It's an interesting one to think about.
It would be incredible to watch that foursome play together.
Clippers would be in a good shot to get their ring that they've been searching for years. So, the trades the players in are not strong enough, and the Clippers really don't have that much wiggle room with players. These are like the best players they could really give up outside of their big three now. So no.
All right, moving on. We have the New Orleans Pelicans. Maybe the most likely trade destination.
Yeah, this one's been coming up a lot.
We got Zion Williamson, Devontae Graham, and Jonas Valanciunas. A first-round pick from Los Angeles, which is probably going to be pretty high because Los Angeles is struggling. Yeah. A 2025 and 2029 first. Kevin Durant and Brandon Ingram playing together will be absolutely awesome because Ingram modeled his game after Kevin Durant.
I absolutely love this trade. I really do. I think Zion is I think Brooklyn would like to get Zion back in return. Oh my God, Zion and his upside, and man is a shapeshifter. He's the new James Harden.
Like I was telling you, they made the playoffs. New Orleans made the playoffs without Zion.
Yeah.
So
this just propels, and I like the Pelican squad, but getting Kevin Durant propels them up another step into possibly an actual contender out there, not just a play-in team. And I think getting Valanciunas, who had a great year this past year after being in Memphis, and I didn't really care for him in Memphis, comes to New Orleans and played out of his mind. I think some of the best ball I think I've ever seen him play, including his time with the Raptors.
Yeah.
And Devontae Graham's still young, and my man can get a bucket and plenty of picks. I think if I'm Brooklyn, I do this trade.
Would it need like a Herb Jones or a Jose Alvarado? Or you think
maybe. Herb Jones would if they don't accept this, then yeah, you put in Herb Jones.
Okay.
Herb Jones is also like a perfect person to put in this trade.
Young defensive minded.
Yeah, a young defensive minded player. Yeah, I think if the like we said with an earlier trade, put this forward first, and if they need more, you throw in Herb Jones, and I think there's no way Brooklyn says no to that in the end. Imagine they were a part of another historic trade, and then the first the baseline, and then they're a part of the other one would be nuts.
Moving on, we got the San Antonio Spurs. I think the Spurs really don't want to do this because they are in the absolute tank mode right now. Lonnie Walker. Well, I guess
that doesn't work anymore.
Lakers.
It's okay, man. You were probably tired when you were doing the Spurs, you know?
Well, no, I did this, and then he went to the Lakers.
Oh, dang.
And then I forgot to end it.
It's fine. No one thought he was going – I didn't think he was going to the Lakers, but once I saw the Malik Monk news, then I was like, okay, that's the replacement.
Well, taking him out of this, now the trade is just Devin Vassell and Josh Primo.
Yeah, this wouldn't work. And even if instead of like Lonnie, this was DeJounte Murray, if they hadn't just traded him, that trade still doesn't go through.
I also included 4 firsts and a second from Indiana. A second from OKC/Houston/Indiana/Miami. Spurs aren't doing this. Why'd I waste my time on this?
Yeah, no, there's no point. Brooklyn doesn't like this trade, and San Antonio, what's the point of doing this trade? I don't think also – I feel like Pop is also the kind of man – I mean, it's not going to be his decision, I think, at the end of it with the draft capital. I don't know if if they really are targeting full rebuild mode, why? Why would you get rid of all these picks and try to speed up and try to contend? You just got rid of DeJounte Murray.
Yeah. If
you wanted Kevin Durant and you wanted to contend, you wouldn't have gotten rid of DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
So that just doesn't make any sense for either side, honestly.
Let's not even waste our breath on it. That's not happening. The Lakers. This is an interesting one. Anthony Davis, Talen Horton-Tucker, and Austin Reeves. 3 firsts in 2020 – 2 firsts, 2026 and 2028, a 2029 second-round pick. I don't know why. But for some reason, I really want Kevin Durant and LeBron James to play together.
I mean, that would be nasty.
They would end the league. Armageddon would come. I welcome the chaos. Those are my notes on this.
I welcome the chaos. The trade's interesting. Yeah, you definitely have to give up Taylor Horton-Tucker and AD. I would argue you'd also probably have to give up Westbrook.
I don't think that would. I mean, his contract is too massive though. Kevin Durant's only making $48 a year.
I mean, it's true. Did he just? Is it $47 million? Westbrook's going to get this season. Jeez.
The wind caught my notes.
I mean, I just don't know player. I mean, like you're getting AD and you're getting Taylor Horton-Tucker, but like Austin Reeves, like, are you really getting enough draft capital and players to make up for it? Yeah, that's the problem. Like you have, like maybe if Malik Monk hadn't gone to Sacramento, you could put Malik Monk in this deal, and maybe I'm changing my mind. Austin Reeves is nice, but I just don't. I mean, he would be who you probably want to put in the trade. Like, who else are you going to put in there? Winning Gabriel,
yeah, you just kind of got to throw him in there.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is the big question mark, though.
I see this like this would be awesome for KD, but like, do I see this from Brooklyn? Do I see Brooklyn looking at this and going, "Oh yeah, this is totally worth giving up Kevin Durant for this"?
Right.
I don't personally think so, but I'd love to hear. Do you think Brooklyn's like, absolutely? Let's do this deal.
I don't think they're like absolutely. Anthony Davis is a very intriguing piece because at his peak, he could be somewhere near as good as Kevin Durant. It's just a question of if we ever get to see that based off of his injuries. So I think they'd be a little weary of
putting this against, if you're Brooklyn and there's other offers, you're not doing this deal.
Yeah.
I think if like you got like 15 other teams with better deals.
You got that Suns offer, the Warriors offer.
I mean, I think the Timberwolves, Pelicans, I don't think you even consider this Lakers offer. But,
right.
But it would be exciting to see.
It would be amazing.
LeBron and KD on the same team? Sign me up.
Moving on to the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox, Davion Mitchell, and Terrence Davis for 3 first-round picks, a second-rounder from Indiana, a second-rounder from Portland. If I have to like Sacramento, I'll punch a hole in my teeth.
No to this on both sides. This just, I'm sorry, like De'Aaron Fox, who I love dearly, who I really thought was going to be better than what he is right now. It seems like almost he's slowly declining instead of
right.
So he was going up, and now he's kind of.
Sacramento's just taken all of his life.
Yeah, I mean, draft capital's nice. De'Aaron Fox, you definitely need to get him back. from Kevin Durant's point of view, I don't want to go to Sacramento. I mean,
Again,
I know he doesn't have a choice, but like also Kevin Durant next to Sabonis, doesn't do it for me.
Fair enough.
And also, like, why would the Nets do this deal? Terrence Davis, Davion Mitchell's nice, De'Aaron Fox is nice, but like, again, much better offers. You're not doing the Sacramento deal,
right?
You're not getting enough, I think. Like Terrence Davis, okay, like he's just kind of there because there's not else much there.
Right.
De'Aaron Fox and Davion Mitchell and a bunch of picks are going to be enough to get rid of Kevin Durant. That's not historic at all. That doesn't go down.
Okay, moving on. Portland Trailblazers. Anthony Simons, Yusuf Nurkic, Justice Winslow, and Nasir Little for 3 first-round picks and a second. Kevin Durant once said that watching Damian Lillard was a spiritual experience. I've said the same thing about watching Kevin Durant, so it would be a double spiritual experience. Thinking hard about this one.
I mean, yeah, I like the thought of him playing next to Dame. Instead of Justice Winslow, I might actually put in Josh Hart, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, and then, yes, I think I would do this deal. I like the thought, yes, you're giving up. I feel bad because you just signed Anthony Simons and then he's shipped out, but I mean, it's for Kevin Durant. So, so get over it. Get over it, Anthony Simons. You're not Kevin Durant. Yes, I love the prospect of him playing next to Damian Lillard. What an exciting team. And I also think personally they fit. I think they fit well together. Each other.
Yeah, I agree.
I really like the thought of this, and I think Brooklyn's getting enough back. So I do like this Blazers trade you've done. This is also probably one of my top 3 trades you've done so far. Yes, I just also like the thought, and I feel like we all have a soft spot for Damian Lillard.
We do.
So all NBA players, all NBA fans have a soft spot for Damian Lillard. So we want him to get his ring. We want it.
So moving on, we got 2 teams left in the Western Conference. The Oklahoma City Thunder, who have the capital and the assets to probably pull this off.
God.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Darius Bazley, and Aaron Wiggins, a 2024 first from Houston, a 2026 first from Houston, a 2028 first, a 2024 second from Charlotte, a second from Utah, and another second from OKC. I said this would be funny, but I think Kevin Durant might get stoned upon his arrival to
Kevin Durant returns home. No.
It'd probably also take one of Chet Holmgren or Josh Giddey.
You might want to. I think you'd have to put in Lou Dort too,
alongside Josh Giddey or.
Well, maybe not Josh Giddey, but I think alongside Shea, you'd have to put in Lou Dort as well, and Darius Bazley and Aaron Wiggins.
Or Terrence Mann. That's another.
Or Terrence, or Trey Mann rather.
Trey Mann, you're right.
Trey Mann. Yeah, I would feel bad for Kevin Durant because like if he's like, yeah, I'm going to OKC, but Shea's going to Brooklyn. So I'm playing with – and if Lou Dort's not even in the trade, it's like, I'm playing with Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren. I mean, like, do I like this for the Nets? Not – I mean, I like the picks, but, like, I'm Shai Gilgeous, Darius Bazley, Lou Dort possibly, and then Aaron Wiggins. I don't think if I'm Brooklyn, I'm getting enough value back, even with Shai and Lou Dort.
What about with Chet Holmgren?
Then with Lou Dort and Chet Holmgren and Shai? Or
what if we say that's the 3? Leave out Bazley and Wiggins.
I mean that gets it done. I think personally.
Okay.
Yeah, if we're talking Lou Dort, Shai, and Chet Holmgren, along with the multitude and plethora of picks that they're able to shell out,
they can throw more out there too.
Look, they can give Brooklyn 5 firsts, and they still have like 11. They still have like 11. They traded 3 or they got rid of 3 on draft night, and now they still have over 10 first-round picks for the future. Yeah, if you were to do Chet, Shai, and Lou Dort, which if I'm the Thunder, absolutely not. But that trade gets it done for Brooklyn, I think.
Moving on to the final Western Conference trade, the Houston Rockets. Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, Alperen Sengun, 2023, 2025, 2029 first, and a 2023 first from Brooklyn/OKC. Yeah. Okay, so 4 first-round picks. I just wrote, please, basketball gods, don't
subject me to the story. Sure. And then Katie and Paolo. And Jabari Smith. Ooh. Interesting prospect. This trade doesn't do it for me. Aaron Gordon, how old is he now? 33?
That's like the only player
that's all he can give up.
A contract.
Everybody else is as my friends know, though, after the fantasy draft we had, I'm all the way on Sengun.
Okay, I like Alperen Sengun
is my guy. I watched him play. I think it was either I want to say it was the summer league that I was like, this dude could be special. No, that's not enough. The picks are good, but that's not enough player value, I think, for Brooklyn to do.
So do you have a favorite Western Conference trade out of the 15 I propose?
Probably I can do like top 3.
Okay.
Which would definitely be I think my favorite.
And give me a second. Let me grab these so I can read them out as you say what they are.
I think I got the 3 in my head. No particular order, but the Timberwolves trade.
Timberwolves trade, which is Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, and then either Jaden McDaniels or Jared Vanderbilt or both for 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, I like the Blazers one. I really do like the Blazers one.
Anthony Simons, Yusuf Nurkic, Josh Hart. It's what you said.
Yeah, Josh Hart and Nasir Little
for 3 first and a second.
Yeah, and then the Pelicans. I like the haul the Pelicans.
Warriors and Phoenix got pushed out of here.
Yeah, I think honestly, I just like I like the prospect of Golden State getting Durant, but the trade itself, I think the 3 I just listed are what I think are the best trades for the Western Conference team.
Okay.
Trade-wise, not fit-wise, just trade-wise.
And then the New Orleans trade is Zion, Devontae Graham, Jonas Valanciunas.
Probably Herbert Jones, I think. Probably say no to this and then throw in Herbert Jones.
For 3 firsts. Those are the West trades, and those are your 3 favorites.
Those are my personal. I want to hear, what were your 3 favorites? What trades did you like of the ones you came up with?
I thought the Suns one was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I thought the Warriors one was pretty good. And then I'd have to agree with – I like the Nuggets a lot because I really want to see him play with Jokic.
That'd be fun. That'd be also very fun. And also, I just like to put this out. I think Kevin Durant is so special. No matter which of these 29 teams he ends up on, man fits instantly and makes them better. Like, that's just how versatile and, like, incredible the player.
Whatever the tier, like, if he goes to a playing team, they get boosted up a tier, too. If he goes to a playoff team, they get boosted to a contender. That's just what he is.
That's just what he is, man. He's just that guy. He's just that guy. We'll never see another Kevin Durant.
Never.
It's been a privilege.
It's been an honor.
It's been an honor,
Mr. Durant. It's been an honor to fight alongside you.
I mean, we have to take the time because players like we'll never see another LeBron. We'll never see another. KD,
I mean, there is actually another LeBron's son.
You know what I mean?
Literally named LeBron.
I mean, we just gotta take in and be blessed that we got to watch so many legendary basketball players in our lifetime.
Indeed. Moving on to the Miami Heat, the number 1 seed in the Heat. I mean, not the number 1 seed in the Heat, the number 1 seed in the East. Another team that Kevin Durant has on his radar. This trade. My big note here is Bam cannot play with Ben Simmons because of the structure of the contract they're on.
Yeah.
So any trade cannot be centered around Bam Adebayo.
And that's a tough one for
Ben
Brooklyn.
Simmons is out here.
Because if any of the guys I'm going to want – if I'm Brooklyn, I need Bam Adebayo, like, honestly.
Do you need Bam Adebayo or do Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, and the newly drafted Nikola Jovic plus 3 firsts get it done for you? Because that's a pretty big haul as well.
That's a pretty big haul. Kyle Lowry doesn't do it. I like the incorporation.
He needs to be there for contracts.
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm not trying to diss Kyle Lowry, but, like, man's not getting any younger, and, like, I've never been the biggest fan on him. Not saying he's not a good player. I like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. They both need to be included to get it done. I like the prospect of Nikola Jovic.
I believe last episode I said he was going to be the Rookie of the Year, and I didn't even know where he was going to get drafted.
Yeah, I had no clue. I didn't see him going to the Heat, honestly. But, hey, that's interesting. Plus the picks. I mean, for Brooklyn, is this enough of a haul to say yes to? No, and I know Kyle Lowry has to be included, but, like, I'm going to need, instead of, like, Strus or Jovic, I'm going to need Bam, and Bam is just not going to work. So while I think the trade is an interesting one, I don't think this would get it done.
Okay.
You're going to need Bam. And since it doesn't work with him and Simmons, I don't think the Heat have a really good shot. Even though they are at the top of Kevin Durant's list, again, that doesn't matter.
Right.
At this point. His fate is in Brooklyn's hands. I don't think that trade gets it done personally.
Okay. Moving on, we got the Boston Celtics. Your
Beantown boys. My Beantown boys, baby.
And one of my notes is Beantown buckets. But the KD slander would be unreal if he got traded to Boston.
Well, I mean, it's just the legend continues.
Yeah, so
the memes came true.
The trade is Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and Grant Williams, plus 2 firsts and a second from Orlando and another second from Portland. Kevin Durant. Wait, Kevin Durant. You know who he is.
Yeah. First of all, let's just get this out of the way. That trade, to me, I think gets it done.
Okay.
Because Jaylen Brown enough is a prospect, and then you have young Grant Williams, who is. Oh, God, I hated Grant Williams so much.
I know you did.
But, like, he's proven himself. So now I'm just indifferent on Grant Williams. Okay, I've been boosted to indifferent. And then Marcus Smart, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, and the picks, I think that gets it done. Do I like the trade? I hate to give up Jaylen Brown, but yes, Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant.
If Brad Stevens wants to make his mark, he's going into his second year of president of basketball operations. This is what you do.
I mean, hear me out. This is maybe you'll disagree with me on this, all right? Or maybe the fans will too. This reminds me of another trade that I didn't think was going to happen and it led to an NBA title. No one wanted to split up Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
They trade him for Kawhi Leonard, and then they win a championship. I think the same thing happens here. I think the Celtics are deep enough and good enough. We lose Brown, Smart, and Grant Williams, but we add Kevin Durant to mentor and play next to Jason Tatum, and we keep Derek White and Robert Williams. I think we are a shoo-in to not only return to the finals, but win the finals and win ring 18.
Wow.
So, yeah, I like the deal. It sucks giving up Jaylen Brown, but we got to do what we got to do. To get Kevin Durant, it'll be worth it in the long run, I think. As long as he doesn't pull a Kyrie.
What if I had put Jason Tatum and left Jaylen Brown out of it? I would do that too. If I were Boston.
If I'm Nets, no question. If
I think
I'm
just
Boston,
as long as you have one of the two Jays.
No, because, I mean, don't get me wrong. Jaylen Brown was obviously the better player in that final series, but Jason Tatum is the better player and has better upside.
Okay.
So if Jason Tatum instead of Jaylen Brown, the Nets are like, absolutely, let's go ahead and take him. The Celtics are like, no. I would be upset if Jason Tatum was in the trade. Jaylen Brown is clear. Because you've noticed that in the last couple of years, Jaylen Brown's been in several different trade scenarios. It's always Jaylen Brown. Right. Because I think for the Celtics, Jason Tatum is untouchable. I know for me, he's untouchable. So,
okay, that's fair.
But I like the trade for both sides, and I think this would also send shockwaves. I mean, one of the two finals teams gets Kevin Durant. All of a sudden, the landscape looks a whole lot different. All of a sudden, the Bucks are quivering in their boots.
Unless the Bucks, who are the next team, get Kevin Durant. They don't have much to offer. What do you give to the team that has everything? That's basically what Milwaukee is right now. They would have to give Chris Middleton, Pat Connaughton, Jordan Nwora. That's really all they have to offer. A first in 2029, way down the line, and 3 seconds. Well, a fourth second from Indiana. I wrote, KD and Giannis would destroy the league. The world would implode. I welcome this apocalypse. That would be fun. That would be so much fun.
I mean, KD playing next to you. Oh, I don't like that. That is oh my God. That is what is it called? Oh my God. What were I'm so dumb. What was Tim Duncan and
the Twin Towers?
The Twin Towers. This is Twin Towers 2.0.
Right.
Like, this is nuts, man. This is nuts. See, my only thing is I don't think this works. But if I'm the Nets,
Brooklyn doesn't accept this. You don't like it one first.
And they get Chris. I'm gonna need Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday.
Okay, that's what I was
gonna ask. Yeah. I need them both on top of Nwora, Connaughton, and the picks to do this deal. And if I'm Milwaukee, why get rid of both of them? I'm sorry,
because you get Kevin Durant and Giannis, probably the two best players in the world. Two of the top.
Well, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. This is definitely the Bucks would say yes to this, no questions asked.
It's just Brooklyn would have.
It's Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn is not going to do this just for Chris Middleton, Pat Connaughton, Jordan Nwora, and some picks. It's not happening.
I agree. Especially when compared to the other offers.
There are so many offers west and east that are better than some of these. Even though the prospect of playing with these certain players is exciting, feasibly, it's just not in the cards for some of these teams. It's just not.
Now, the 76ers are a team that is not only very exciting, but somewhat realistic because they can give up Matisse Thybulle, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul Reed, plus 3 firsts. KD and Embiid, that trash talk duo would be insane.
Yeah, also, I think I read something earlier that said that Embiid told the front office, I don't know if this report was corroborated, but that he, do whatever you can to get Kevin Durant in the squad. Interesting to think of Kevin Durant and Harden again on the same team. I don't know how that relationship is. If we're talking how it seemed at the All-Star draft, doesn't seem like the relationship is the best.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do I do this trade if I'm Brooklyn? I mean, yes, I think I do. Tobias Harris, Matisse Thybulle, and Tyrese Maxey, absolutely I do this deal. I like this trade a lot. This is definitely one of my favorite of the East ones, I'm going to assume. This is probably going to be up there. The idea of him playing, and you know how much I love Embiid. So the idea of Kevin Durant playing with Embiid and Harden. Yeah, I mean, I think that's and PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker. Yeah, I like this trade for both sides. One of the better trades I've seen. So yeah, and it's an exciting prospect too. Even though, I'm a Celtics fan,
right?
And I'm supposed to hate the Lakers mostly.
You hate
the 76ers are my team that I hate. I'm sure you have a team that under all circumstances you just dislike.
Not really. I don't like Memphis.
Memphis.
Moving on.
Memphis will be there for the time being for you, I guess.
We have your I don't know why I said your
Toronto Raptors.
We have the Toronto Raptors.
The Toronto Raptors.
Who I think maybe I gave them the sweetest deal out of anybody.
I mean, those three players I'm looking at?
Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, and Chris Boucher for 4 firsts.
It's also a nice front court overload. It is a front court overload with Claxton down there. That front court, Ben Simmons, that front court is set.
It's not even the front court. That's just the starting line.
I mean, we know Ben Simmons is going to want to play point guard anyway.
So. Pascal can play the 2. Scotty can play the 2.
Scotty can play the 3 or the 2. I wouldn't be mad at that. I'm just, again, I like this if I'm the Nets. Really good trade. You're getting a lot of value back. KD playing with
no one anymore, really.
With Freddie VanVleet.
Yeah.
And Thad Young and Otto Porter.
Thad Young, Otto Porter. OG.
See, if I'm the Raptors, I don't know if I want to give up Pascal. I'd want to see, like, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think this deal gets done? I think we can both agree this deal gets done for both sides if this is the trade.
Right.
Replace Pascal with Freddie VanVleet. Does that deal get done?
As Kevin Durant tweeted, it's a wings league. So, no, I don't think so.
Okay, I agree with you on that. I don't think Pascal, Scotty, and Chris Boucher, those are all terrific pieces. So, that trade gets put out. I think both sides are happy to an extent because, I mean, Toronto would lose Pascal, but they still have Freddie.
Would be more hesitant with giving up Scotty. Do you think
That's
Pascal,
true.
Chris Boucher, and OG Anunoby gets it done?
Yes, I think it also gets it. If you replace Scotty Barnes with OG, absolutely that gets done.
Okay, so you start there, and then if they say, well, you're going to need a little bit more, you say, okay, we'll throw in Scotty instead of OG.
Yeah, and then that gets it done. I think, again, though, I think the Raptors, it's like, oh, it sucks we lost Pascal, but it's Kevin.
Yeah, I think
it's Kevin Durant. We could say that for a lot of teams, right. I think, personally.
Moving on to the Chicago Bulls.
Oh, goodness, that would be interesting.
Zach LaVine, Kobe White, Pat Williams for a first from Portland. And a 2027-2029 first.
Okay, this is barring if Zach LaVine actually resigns.
This is a very interesting note.
Because he's taking his time, as he says, with his decision.
Right. So I was listening to the Beatles' White Album. This episode is sponsored by the Beatles.
This episode is sponsored by Spotify.
So, and there's a song on it called Revolution Number 9, which to any of you that haven't heard, it's pretty scary. There's just a lot of random noises, some like baby cries in the background. So my note is this is like at 1, 2 in the morning when I'm doing this. This song is scaring me. It's hard to focus on the NBA. But the DeRozan KD mid-range may just be what the old heads need.
Well, see, the problem with this, the Bulls are if this is the Bulls, they're not giving up Zach LaVine. They're going to put in his place is going to be DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
And if we're talking DeMar DeRozan, Kobe White, Pat Will, I'm also probably going to need somebody like I think player-wise, like I'm probably going to also want. The Bulls wouldn't be able, but like I'd also want to see if they'd be willing to put in Ayo Dosunmu.
Okay, Nate, you're a real pro's pro. I said excuse me and sneezed, and you didn't even stop. You went straight through.
That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. Yeah, so that's not going to happen because it's Zach LaVine, and this also, I think Zach LaVine resigns, but like he just dragged it out, scaring all these Bulls fans. Sorry, Xander. But yeah, if you replace it with DeRozan. And you throw in somebody like Dosunmu, yes, this trade is easily getting done if I'm Brooklyn. And I think Chicago, it's like, okay, we can put Zach LaVine with KD, and we still got something. Like, this is a win-win. KD would be paired back up with his old buddy Andre Drummond.
And DeMar DeRozan, I believe they're friends. Oh, Zach LaVine just got a max extension 1 minute ago.
Yes. So, this trade, no. Bulls are not getting Zach LaVine. To them, Zach LaVine is like their Jason Tatum. Is like their Joel Embiid. That is the guy to take them to the promised land. So that would have to be DeMar. And if you were to just – maybe I even do this – Brooklyn maybe being a little greedy asking for Dosunmu. I think that also could get it done with the picks.
Okay.
DeRozan is still popping.
Yeah, I disagree wholeheartedly because I think Zach LaVine is the one you give up.
You have to give up?
I think DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Durant is more fit for a win-now team.
Yeah, but I think I'm thinking from the prospect that the Bulls are not throwing in Zach LaVine for Kevin Durant. I don't think they do.
I think Kevin Durant is better 4 years down the line.
Well, don't get me wrong, one's significantly better, but I just think like I'm looking at the prospect of the Bulls and the front office, and I don't think they want to give up Zach LaVine under any circumstances.
Fair enough. Moving on to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius Garland, Jared Allen, Isaac Okoro for 3 first-round picks.
Jared Allen returns to Brooklyn.
Jared Allen does return.
And
what's great is the Cavs could do this, and they would still have Evan Mobley and Colin Sexton.
Yeah, Colin Sexton. Yeah. I think the trade gets it done. I like the fit. I like the idea of Colin Sexton and Mobley next to Durant. I think Darius Garland, if they could all keep. Do you think this gets done if you replace that with Colin Sexton?
No,
I don't either. I think it would have to be Darius Garland and Jared Allen to get this done, and then Okoro's is a nice piece too. Maybe even Chetty Osman. I don't know. Just spitball and get a nice another solid like 26, 27-year-old who will give you solid production. Off the bench.
But these are two all-stars.
Yes, Jared Allen and Darius Garland. If I'm the Nets, gets this done.
Yeah.
Does Jared Allen like the prospect of returning to the Nets? That'd be an interesting thing. Like, y'all shoved me off to Cleveland, and now I'm back.
This would be a really funny trade, though, because if you remember, the first game the Big Three super team Harden, KD, Kyrie played together, Colin Sexton gave them buckets in like a double OT game. So that would be really funny. Moving on to the Atlanta Hawks, who could have put together a heck of a package like a week ago if they hadn't traded
for DeJounte Murray, man. They missed. Well, I don't think any of us saw this coming, so probably the Hawks didn't see this coming either, personally.
So my trade is John Collins, Kevin Huerter, and DeAndre Hunter, which is still three really good players.
That's insane.
If you just had those 3 first-round picks that you gave to San Antonio.
This doesn't get done only because they don't get the picks.
They have
this on top of the picks.
One
gets it
first
done.
and 2 seconds, both from OKC. This would be the ultimate supervillain team, KD and Trae Young.
KD and Trae Young. What a squad that would be. Yes, if they had the draft capital, this gets done. Both teams are extremely happy, I think.
Yes.
So but unfortunately, you wanted DeJounte Murray. You couldn't wait for the free. You couldn't wait, and you had to get DeJounte Murray as quickly as possible. So big ooh for the Hawks. But hey, DeJounte Murray is still a heck of a pickup for Atlanta.
Just wait until Kevin Durant gets traded to a team in the East, though, and they get bumped down a couple of players. So now we got the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets are an absolute mess because from a talent standpoint, you throw in Miles Bridges, but Miles Bridges should probably never step foot on an NBA court.
No,
again.
the worst possible timing, Miles Bridges. Like, my goodness, bro. Like, what a –
At least this next season, he should not be in the league. It sends a really bad message to fans and other players if you let someone who is literally a criminal.
Yeah, we got. Well,
next season.
You've had plenty of those with the NFL, and you got one going on right now. And the NFL has caught so much slack for letting children beaters and wife beaters continue to play for millions of dollars. So yeah, but Adam Silver I think is really good about that, and I think he's.
David Stern was crazy about it.
Yeah, David Stern too, but I respect Adam Silver, and I think he'll do what's necessary because even if like Miles Bridges doesn't like go to prison for a while and is able to play ball, he still deserves to be out. I feel like at least a year.
I agree.
At least maybe even more, because like that's unacceptable at this point. You have to be a representative for the league,
right?
And it's not looking good when you're. Was it his girlfriend that he hit? Shame.
So
shame.
The Hornets trade, excluding him, we have Kelly Oubre Jr., Terry Rozier, P.J. Washington, and James Bouknight. 3 firsts and a second from OKC, Washington, Dallas, Milwaukee, Miami. It's a pick swap. And then another 2024 second-rounder from New York.
No, it doesn't get it done. Where's your – I mean, when you're getting, like, other trade offers possible for players like Pascal and like Edwards and Zion, you're looking for that star. Like, you're looking for that piece. Maybe Miles Bridges leans it a little more towards a yes for me, but Kelly Oubre and no matter how much I love Terry Rozier and P.J. Washington, that's not enough player value in return for the Brooklyn Nets. So I don't think this works at all, personally.
Okay. Moving on. The New York Knicks. They have not much to offer.
No.
Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, and Emmanuel Quickley for a first from Detroit, a 2025 and 2028 first, and then 2 second-rounders from Detroit.
Brooklyn does this wholeheartedly.
Really?
Yes, I think Brooklyn does this wholeheartedly. Emmanuel Quickley and R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle, who can still play. He's not – I know like he's overrated. He was an all-star last year, and now he's this. But he could still drop buckets. Like he's still fairly young, and he's still going to be a productive piece to your team. The Knicks would have to give up him and R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley for that to get done.
I think the Knicks would do it.
The Knicks would do this.
Jalen Brunson, Kevin Durant, Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, so I think both teams. You don't think Brooklyn says yes to this?
I don't know. It might not be enough.
I mean, RJ, the potential, and RJ's still getting better with Julius Randle, and Quickley is a
Steve
nice
Nash
piece.
is RJ Barrett's godfather.
Yeah, so I mean, if I'm Brooklyn, I am very much considering this. What you might be right. This maybe doesn't get it done, but I'm definitely considering it.
So,
I mean, maybe does it sweeten the pot if you throw in Obi Toppin?
it definitely.
I think that's another
pot.
player you could. I think that's another player you can throw in there to sweeten the pot.
Okay. Moving on, we got the Washington Wizards. Kevin Durant's home.
Yeah, played in DC. Hey,
Kyle Kuzma, who's already been a part of a historic trade. Thomas Bryant, Rui Hachimura, Denny Avdia, and 3 firsts.
I like the players as a whole, but again, it's the same thing with Charlotte. There's like Kuzma is not enough for me to go, sure, yeah, we'll take Kuzma and Hachimura and Bryant. You can have Kevin Durant. It's not enough. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Even with the draft capital, yeah, sorry, this is a short one. Short, sweet, to the point. Kevin Durant with Bradley Beal and Monte Morris and Daniel Gafford. Very interesting team, but if I'm Brooklyn, I say absolutely not to that.
Okay.
No way, especially with other offers I'm getting.
We got the Indiana Pacers, who honestly can throw together a kind of decent package. Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, and 3 firsts.
Halliburton gets moved again. Poor Halliburton.
Miles
Man.
Turner's been on the block for years.
Mm-hmm. Malcolm Brogdon. I really like all 4 of these players. Like, I truly do. You know how I feel about Miles Turner.
Yeah.
And
wanted him to be a Celtic for the longest time.
Yeah. We could have had him too if was it Brad Stevens or was Danny Ainge? It was Danny Ainge was being so greedy. Like, we have to have T.J. Warren or Brogdon in return. It's like, no, you don't. Miles Turner would have been fine for Gordon Hayward because you lost Gordon Hayward anyway. So, like, priorities, man. Danny Ainge in Utah, you know what? Stay over there.
Wow.
Stay over there. I'm sorry. I'm salty. Sorry. I'm trying not to be that kind of Celtics fan. I don't want to be that kind of Celtics fan.
You're being that kind of Celtics fan.
No, I'm not. I disagree.
So anyway.
Yes, the trade, that is a yes if I'm Brooklyn. Absolutely love the pieces. Like Tyrese Halliburton and Brogdon and Turner and Mathurin, who has a lot of upside. I'm doing that deal. Absolutely. I like the trade. Pacers are having to give up so much, but I mean, it'd be worth it. They'd bring in Kevin Durant, I guess.
Yeah.
But again, if Kevin Durant is sitting there and he gets dealt to the Pacers, man's not going to be a happy camper.
He's not, no.
No, he'd rather play in Washington than Indiana. I'm sorry.
We have 2 left. Pistons and Magic. What's the point?
Woohoo! Pistons! Yeah.
Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham, Hamidou Diallo, Marvin Bagley III, and 3 firsts.
Yeah, no. Not only does it have to be Cade, I need Sadiq Bey in this deal as well, on top of Bagley and Diallo. And then, you're left with Isaiah Stewart, and you're left with KD and Jaden Ivey. That team doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't. Also, I don't think Cade and Sadiq Bey and these other 2 really good players are enough for me if I'm Brooklyn. I don't think this trade happens. I know I was joking about it and saying KD to the Pistons, whoa. But, yeah, I don't think that deal gets done.
And then my final one. My only note about going to the Magic, I couldn't even make a joke. I just wrote, this would make me sad. Yeah, it would make us all sad. Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter Jr., R.J. Hampton, and Paolo Banchero.
Also another nice big front court haul.
3 firsts.
And 3 firsts, and then R.J. Hampton. Does the upside of Paolo with the talent we've seen out of Mo Bamba and Wendell intrigue the Brooklyn Nets enough to sign off on this? No. There has to be some nice star. Like when Pascal and people like that are up, it's like Pascal, Kyle Kuzma.
Right.
Pascal, Paolo Banchero, who hasn't proven himself, or Paolo and Mo Bamba. You know what I mean? It's like, right. I don't know. I just don't think that those last 2 trades are very feasible either.
So do you have a favorite? We've done all 29.
My favorite?
What do you think is most realistic?
Most realistic.
I'll lay them out like this so you can look at
them. I got my 3 I know from the West, and then when it comes to the East, I think I'm honestly between –
the Celtics is a good one.
The Celtics is a great one, but if I'm looking at, like, trade-wise, there's good value for both sides, even value for both sides, I personally think.
This last page can get –
which is hard to do considering it is Kevin Durant.
Right.
I'm looking at the 76ers.
Okay.
I'm looking at the Pelicans. I'm looking at the Timberwolves still. Cavs are an interesting one. Celtics. I think my personal favorite is honestly New Orleans.
All right.
I don't know why. That one just seems like it speaks to me. Valanciunas, Graham, and Zion freaking Williamson plus the draft capital.
Right.
I really like that trade personally.
Well, whenever this trade does get done, wherever he goes, it will be monumental. It will destroy – it will shake the NBA. for years to come.
I don't think we have to. I think it's going to be a little while before this goes down.
I
So we got
unfortunately
some
think
time.
so too.
We got some time to see how this shakes out.
So nothing new has happened yet. So we're going to call it there. Thank you guys for watching. This was a lot of fun to record. I hope you all enjoy it. And maybe next time we see you, Kevin Durant will be on the new team.
All right, bye, guys.